everyone, it is Kate and I am back this week to talk all things sewing bee. It is the penultimate episode last night, so the semi-finals. If you haven't seen it yet, go back, watch the episode and then come and watch this because we are going to have loads of spoilers in here. But we have scoured the internet and we have tried to pair patterns that were seen in the programme. It was a tough week this week for us, I have to say. We definitely struggled a little bit, but it was good. I liked the challenge. So the first challenge this week was making dhoti pants, which I'm probably saying incorrectly. These are a sort of Indian trouser that are made from two giant pattern pieces that are pleated into a waistband, and it was really interesting to see the construction of it. I've seen them before, but I've never seen anything like. I didn't even think about how they were constructed, so it was really interesting. I've got three patterns because, to be honest with you, I struggled to find an original dhoti trouser pattern, but I've got three good options if that is your sort of vibe. So the first pattern is the unisex cerules from Folkwear. This comes in sizes 6 to 44, and I thought this was quite close. It has all the gathering around the front of the trouser. I guess they're slightly more harem pants than dhoti pants, but they're definitely in that same sort of style. They've got a elasticated waist, and there are two options. So there's one which is just the kind of tied waist, and then there's also one with a sort of almost like a kind of very wide waistband at the top, which was similar to the ones on the sewing bee. So I thought that would be a good starting point. If you wanted something that was similar in this vibe but a bit more, a little bit more kind of everyday wear, we have got the Erinite Pants from So Liberated. These come in sizes 0 to 24 and on the online shop. I put these in because I love these and I think they're really interesting. So they've got their gathered waistband, they've got these quite dramatic pockets at the side, and they definitely have that sort of relaxed feel. The other interesting thing is that they have a seam down the centre front, which I find quite interesting as a cut option. And it comes with three options, so you can either have a sort of just a turned hem at the bottom, you can have elasticated hem, or a kind of deeper. I think they must be jersey. It's hard to know. But yeah, I really like these. I think these are really nice and they'd be perfect for summer. They're kind of the trouser that I think you could hang out in the garden and then put a pair of heels on and wear them out at night and they'd look really nice. So I thought those would be a perfect kind of vibe, same vibe, slightly more everyday wear. And then the other one, I popped these in mainly because I really love them, is the Ester pants from Victory Patterns. These come in sizes 0 to 16. I love these because they've got these really dramatic kind of pleats at the front, these kind of, I'll show you the line drawing. So they're almost folded over on themselves at the front and caught into the waistband. So they're very relaxed fit, really interesting from a pattern cutting point of view. I think this week, because some of you will find going on in this video, it was some of them almost impossible to find. We've kind of picked patterns that are interesting. The cut of them are interesting because some of them were very, very hard. So yeah, I thought this would be a really nice sort of option. Next up we have got the, so this was the Upcycle challenge. They were given items of clothing that they had to repurpose into another item of clothing, which I really enjoyed, and they had this amazing kind of big, bold graphic print on there. I struggled with this banding. So the first one that I found, so Leah's dress, which was a sort of little strap dress with this sort of asymmetric hem with pleating in it. and that won this week's challenge. So I spent a long time looking, and I found the Quick Sew K4173. Now this is not perfect, but I thought this would make a really good base kind of pattern that you could work from. It's got the asymmetric seam running through it, which you could then add pleated fabric into. It also comes with a sleeve option if you didn't want a sleeveless, and I thought this would, yeah, definitely work as a sort of starting point if you were thinking about making something like that. Next up, I've got Jens, who made a little kind of skirt and blouse, no, short and blouse set, which I actually really loved. For some reason they didn't like it, but I thought it was really great. The shorts, I found a really fantastic pattern, the Cherry Culottes from Kokawara Crafts. This comes in sizes 6 to 20. These are really, really lovely and simple. They actually come in different lengths, so if you wanted a kind of proper culotte set, you could make them, but they also come with an option to make them into shorts, and I thought these were quite like Jen's. Elasticated waist, very relaxed fit. Really great beginner projects. If you haven't made trousers or bottoms before, a culotte is a really nice place to start, because you have fewer fit issues, and having elasticated waist makes it easy fit wise. So it's a very nice, easy pattern, and I thought this was quite similar to Jen's. The other thing that I got for the top of Jen's, not quite perfect, but I think pretty good, is the Blossom woven top from Style Arc. This comes in sizes 4 to 30. Sorry, my laptop is here. Yeah, in sizes 4 to 30. This was sort of button down, little kind of blouse. Her one, the placket ended. It almost had like a peplum, so the placket ended, and then the shirt, kind of sides of the shirt, continued. This doesn't have that, but it has the capacity to do that, so you could shorten the placket to maybe the centre, where the seam line runs across the waist, and where you've got the ruffle you could then not have the placket. So a couple of tweaks, and I definitely think you'd be quite close to the blouse that Jen made. And this, I really love this blouse actually. I'm looking at it thinking it would be a really good staple for summer. So next up I've got Juliet's dress, which was this really amazing one-shouldered dress with a peplum. I couldn't find anything with a peplum, but I found this really beautiful Butterick. It's the Butterick 6323 dress, which I thought actually you could totally use as your base and add a peplum onto it. It's got the one shoulder, it's got a detail at the top of the shoulder like Juliet's, and it's got a very simple gathered skirt, which you could totally put a peplum over the top of that, and then you've got Juliet's outfit. So Ricardo's, Ricardo's, to be totally honest with you, I looked and looked and looked, and I literally couldn't find anything like it. It was quite unusual shape-wise, so I failed on that front, but I'm sure you'll forgive me on this. So, next challenge, the Origami challenge. Now, this was, as soon as this came on, Rachel and I were texting each other being like, uh-oh, this is going to be really difficult. So, the challenge was using origami as the base, and they self-drafted patterns using the principle of origami, which is folding paper, and they were amazing actually. I found it really, really inspiring. We had a bit of a look around, so I'm going to start with what I found, and then I'm going to move on to where you can find the inspiration. So Leah's shirt, which was a little sleeveless blouse that had this kind of really interesting kind of collar detail and kind of detail on the placket. So I found two patterns which are not perfect, but they kind of have that feel, and they're both from Republic de Chiffon. So this is a Suzon shirt, which comes in sizes 6 to 18. It's got a little grandad collar. It's got a ruffle around here, which, to be fair, this was different, but I thought this would be a really good base if you wanted to do what Leah had done. If you took the skeletons of this, it would definitely work. It's a really lovely shape actually. Again, I was just looking at thinking this is a very nice blouse for summer. The other one I've got, and I included this, it's called the Margaux Shirt, again from Republic Chiffon, and it comes in sizes 6 to 18. I popped this in because it's a blouse, it does have sleeves, but it's got really interesting collar detail, which I thought might appeal to anyone who was into this sort of vibe. It's got a sort of two-piece, almost like petal folding over each other collar. Actually really beautiful feature on a shirt, and yeah, I just thought this was really, really interesting. So moving on from this, because everything was self-drafted, we definitely struggled finding patterns, but fear not, I have got something mega for you. So Juliet's blouse, that was this beautiful yellow, very vibrant, kind of bell-shaped top, and it had this amazing sort of pleated, circular pleating around here. She mentioned, and I'm going to say this totally wrong, Tomoko, I can't even say the surname. The guy, he's a Japanese pattern cutter who has written these amazing, amazing books. So if you enjoyed the concept of origami and pattern cutting and like doing something really interesting with your fabric, I would highly recommend these books. So I've got one of them, I've actually got all of them, but most of them are hidden in boxes, and but I did manage to find the original one. So this is called Pattern Magic. It is available on Amazon. I will pop links to all of them down below so you can go and have a look. These are, I think, one of the most inspiring book. I think this is one of the most inspiring sewing book I've ever read. It is totally and utterly fantastic. And if you haven't got it, even if you're never going to do the pattern cutting, I would really recommend buying it, because it is so interesting what they have done, what he's done. So from this, I think that you can get everything you need from that last sort of set of kind of the origami round. So for example, this I'm going to show you some of the pictures inside. So this I thought was a very similar kind of concept to Jen's, that sort of folding and pleating into the bodice. It then shows you, I'll just later on, this is a different one, but it shows you how then to actually pattern cut each of these ideas. So it's really good. I mean, you do need to have a basic knowledge of pattern cutting, but actually why not have a play around and see what you can do. It's just fantastic. The other thing I thought was interesting, that this here with this double collar, which was similar in feel to Leah's, I thought that was really interesting. And there are just like, it is really one of the most inspiring things I've ever read. I can't. Let me find some more things to show you in here because it's so beautiful. Where's my favourite one? Sorry, I should have had this all kind of put to one side, so I was going to be really organised. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's on the front cover. So look at this. This is actual squares of fabric. Isn't that incredible? So yeah, they then show you how to do it on the inside and how to do the pattern cutting for it. So there are 4 books. This is the original one. There's 2 more. Yes, 2 more on wovens, and then there's one on stretch, which I actually haven't got yet and haven't seen, but I would imagine it would be really interesting. Start with the first one and see. I just think they're fantastic. They're really, really one of the most inspiring things I own. If I'm feeling a bit flat and not sure what to do, I often just pull it out. I have never actually done anything from this book. I just love looking at it. I mean, even this last page, look at that, it's just so interesting, the way that they've kind of woven the fabric. It's just, yeah, I would really, really recommend this. Anyway, I'm sorry, I feel like this video wasn't as wonderful as the rest of them. We just struggled a little bit on the patterns. But we will be back next week for the last round, and I think it's all evening wear as a theme next week, so I'm pretty excited because we get to look at really lush dresses. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. We will be back soon with another one, and if not, I will see you next week after the final. God, 8 weeks has gone very quickly, hasn't it? I can't believe it's almost over. Yes, so have a lovely day and we'll see you soon. Bye.